for the yesterday. Okay. Fine. The topic is test case writing. Note on the topic, test case. Test case. After writing the scenarios for one project, we decided these are the features to be tested in our product. Let's say when you talk about this RIHRM project, we have concluded about some 8 to 10 scenarios. Check admin login functionality, scenario 1. Check admin user or employee user, any user able to reset the forgotten password or not, second scenario. Check admin able to create a new employee or not, scenario 3. Like this, we have consolidated. Totally, these are all the features to be tested in this RIHRM project. Actually, we have not documented everything. There are so many scenarios available in this RIHRM project. Leaves related, recruitment related, salary related, attendance related. For understanding the subject, we have documented very few scenarios in the product, not everything. But in a company, if you are working on really this RIHRM application, we need to document each and everything. What to test in leaves, what to test related to recruitment, what to test related to attendance, what to test in pay slip, everything we need to document. To understand the concept, we have documented only few scenarios, not all the scenarios of RIHRM project. Okay. Assumption, totally 100 scenarios identified in this RIHRM application for testing. After writing the scenario, the team member will submit to the next level team lead. We'll have a cross-check, review, everything is covered or anything is missed. Once your lead is reviewed, verified, approved, yes, these are the 100 scenarios to be tested, finalized. Now the next work begins, test case writing job. So now we entered into the phase, how to create test cases for the various scenarios in the project. What is a test case? What is a scenario first? What to test in this application if you documented, they're called scenario. What are the features to be tested? What do you mean by test case? How to test each and every scenario. If you documented the procedure, you documented the approach, how to test admin login feature, how to test reset password functionality, how to check the change password functionality, how to check employee registration functionality. If you clearly documented how to test a particular feature, particular scenario, step 1, step 2, step 3, the navigation. They are called test cases. A test scenario will explain what to test. A test case will explain precisely what to test and how to test. What to test, also how to test it. Check admin login by giving a valid username, valid password. It's my first plan. Check admin login by giving the invalid username and invalid password, second plan. Different ideas, plans you made to test a particular scenario is neatly documented. They are called test cases. If I ask you, create a document that explains how to test Gmail login functionality. Okay, we do one thing. Before discussing about these topic test cases, maybe some rough note with your own style. Write the procedure, how to test Gmail login functionality. You please write, so that you will get more clarity about the test case document. Document some procedure, how to verify Gmail login functionality in the Google product. Take in a rough note. Am I audible? Yes. Okay. I open Gmail login functionality here. Create a simple document how to verify the Gmail login feature. With your own style, you document first. See, the way you documented, if I refer your document, I should be able to understand how to verify the Gmail login feature. You make a document which can be easily demonstratable how to verify login functionality. Proceed. No, I'm not discussing any technicals now. In simple English, document how to check Gmail login functionality. You proceed. No need to follow any format, any standard, any guideline. After this, we'll talk about test case. Confusion? If I give a task to you like this, create a document that explains how to make a coffee. How you'll write? Procedure. What is the procedure you'll write? Yes, madam, you are domain experts. No, everybody is a domain expert today. Step one. Step one. If I ask you, that's what you said?
User able to create a login page or not?
I'm not asking about Gmail login, madam. If I ask you, create a document that explains how to make a coffee. Step one.
First take a cup.
Which on the stove. Step two. Step three. Step four. Write the procedure like this. Correct? You do not know how to make a coffee. You ask to make a coffee. What nowadays people are doing? YouTube.com. A domain expert explaining step one, step two, step three, how to make a coffee. Need to, he will demonstrate, correct? Step one, step two, step three. When this video was created, a person, what is the purpose of making this video? What is the purpose of making this video? A person who do not know how to make a coffee should be able to make it. Same way, today you 4 people involved in testing this RAHRM project. You given the KT about this project. These are the modules available. These are the requirements. This is what customer is wanting. Only these 4 people have the knowledge about this RAHRM product. Assume that in a company, these 4 people as a team involved in testing RAHRM project. Requirement documents are given to these 4 people. KTs are given to these 4 people. Lot of time they spend to understand what is this RAHRM, what are the requirements and everything. And these people have not created any document that explain what to test and how to test. These people left the company. I recruited a new person who do not have any idea about this project. That new person do not know what to test and how to test. There is no documentation available. Then what to do? Every time when there is a person not available, there is a question mark continuing further testing. If there is a new documentation available, one document is clearly explaining these are the 100 features to be tested in this RAHRM project. What is the document? Let's say we created one document which is neatly explaining these are the 100 functionalities to be tested in this RAHRM project. What is the document called?
Formal testing.
I'm speaking English, not Chinese. Let us say these four people spend some time to understand the requirement. These people have attended the KTs. These four people have complete idea about this RAHRM product. Now these four people together have documented totally what are all the functionalities to be tested in this RAHRM project. These 100 features to be tested, document available. A new person joined in this company, the same team. I'll give this document to the new person. What is this document?
Scenario document.
1 hour, 2 hours or a day, that new person also can easily understand totally what are the functionalities available in this RAHRM, because a test scenario document is neatly explaining totally what are all the features available, what to test in this RAHRM. 1 day is enough for a new person to continue our project testing. If there is a documentation available, correct? If not available, whatever the 1 month or 2 months of time you spend to understand the whole product domain, again, new person need to spend another 1 or 2 months of time to understand the entire product domain. Because of this, we may not able to ship the project in promised time to the client. Whenever a person is off leave, whenever a person resigns within my team, every time there is a question mark to continue the work. If there is a documentation available, we can avoid the dependency. Many times I told you, a process-oriented company, not people-dependent, it's process-dependent. The process is make a document, maintain a document that explains totally what needs to be tested in this project. The document is called scenario document. Okay.
Scenario.
Admin login. Check any user able to reset the forgotten password or not. Understood. How to test admin login. How to check this user, reset password. How to check the employee registration. How to check the user registration. That is the next document. That is called test case.
Test case
Step
document.
1. Open the browser. Enter valid URL and click go. Like switch on is now. What is the first step to be followed? Open the browser, enter the URL and click go button. What is the URL to be entered? rahrm.kivetech.com. What is expected for the first step? System should display login page. Step 2. Enter valid username, enter valid password and click submit button. System should display admin module. Step 3. Click logout. System should redirect to login window. These 3 steps we have to follow for testing admin login with valid inputs. If you neatly documented it, these are called test cases. Now, to have more clarity about this, first you know about Gmail login. You write the procedure with your own style. You write the procedure how to test Gmail login. Then I'll teach you test case so that you will get more clarity about it. Proceed. Remember, the way you have documented, if I refer your document, I should be able to understand how to verify the Gmail login functionality by seeing your document. It is something like this. Everybody clearly listen. Madam, you know how to install Java? Sorry? No. So you do not know how to install Java. Do you know how to install Windows operating system? No. If I ask you to install, what you will do? You said no, but in a company you ask it to do this job. Generally, what we do nowadays?
Google.
Google. 1 second. Here I am typing steps to install Windows 10, something. This Windows belongs to which company? Microsoft. Definitely the company, Microsoft, who made the product Windows, They created one document. Step one, first step one, this is the step description. Step two, step three, these three steps are explaining how to install a Windows operating system, correct? Why the Microsoft people created this document?
User guides.
After buying their product, a person who do not know how to install their product should be able to install it without having any dependency. For that reason, they created this document. Now I refer this step, I should be able to install the Windows. Same way, you are creating one document that explains how to test various functionalities in your project. The document is called a test case document. This document is explaining installation procedure. A user manual will explain how to use a product. We are creating testing manuals. Any confusion in my word? We are creating testing manuals. A document that explains how to test our product. We have to check admin login like this, like this, like this. Check reset password functionality like this, like this. If you documented all these, a person who do not know this RIHRM product will able to test with the reference of the document you have created. I do not know how to install Windows, but I want to install it. I'll refer one document which is explaining step one, step two, step three, how to install it. Same way, a person who do not have any idea about our RIHRM application, a new person, should be able to test it. How? If there is a document neatly explaining how to test various functionalities, then only any person who do not have the idea about our product should be able to test it. Such a document is called test case document. Understand the point? Now you do one thing. I'll introduce the template. With your own style, in your own format, create a document that explains how to test the Gmail login functionality. The way you document, if I refer you a document, I should be able to understand how to test it. You proceed. Venkat, stop recording for 5 minutes. First, if you try, if you give some beautification or modification to the way you have created, automatically you'll get a test case template. You proceed first, so that the template will be registered here. If I directly teach, only you'll take in the notes. Proceed. What is your question? No. You should not compare with the SOP here. Let us finish. Open Gmail browser, create an account. While creating an account, we able to locate all the information for creating an account by using password username. Perfect. Step two, after creating a user account and password, try to log in by giving a valid username and valid password. If you are able to log in, the application working. Otherwise, no. Very good. Same if you put in a proper style. It's not a predefined format, correct? Just you have written like this. If you documented the details in a proper format, it is nothing but a test case document. Remaining people proceed. The way you have documented, I should be able to understand how to test it. Gmail login function. Venkat? Now, what is the story you have written? Read it. Excuse me. How to test Gmail login functionality. Open the web browser and type Gmail URL. Good. Then Gmail login page should be opened. Check valid email ID. Instead of check, enter valid email ID, enter valid password and click submit. Gmail page should be opened. Good. What you have written here? Procedure. How to test Gmail login. So now you have the answer for the question, what is a test case?
Sir, doubt, in that checking the documentation, do we write even the procedure like giving the wrong credentials? Do
Yes.
that,
We have to first test in a positive direction, immediately focus on testing with a negative direction.
so
In
the
my
both,
test case one, check Gmail login with a valid username and valid password. Expected inbox page should be visible. My second test case, check Gmail login with invalid credentials. We
before
need to
checking
perform-
the
Yes.
invalid credentials, sir, we can also check like whether if the user forgot his password, there should be there is a link.
One more scenario, right? That is another scenario. Check what is second scenario in our RHRM. Scenario by scenario, we create test cases. There is one more scenario. Check any user able to reset the forgotten password or no. For that, again, we write the procedure separately. Okay. We'll write, when we write test cases, you'll get more clarity about it. Now you answer me, what is a test case?
How to fill the information and do the step by step.
You have documented, your document is demonstrating, explaining precisely what to test Gmail login and how to test it, step 1, step 2, step 3. A very simple definition for a test case. A test case is a brief description of what to test and how to test. First, make a note of this. A test case. What is a test case? A test case is a brief description of what to test. A test case is a brief description of what to test and how to test. What to test and how to test. A test case is a brief description of what to test and how to test. Right. So here, technically speaking, what we are going to write. I want to test Gmail login feature. What to test? Gmail login. My first plan, first verify Gmail login by giving valid inputs. Now precisely I'll document like this. Check Gmail login with valid credentials. It is called test case description. Okay, how to verify the Gmail login with valid credentials? That is the plan. My first plan, let us verify the Gmail login functionality by giving valid data. That is my first plan of testing Gmail login. How to do this? step 1, step 2, step 3. It is called test procedure. The test procedure, step 1, step 2, step 3. Step 1, open the browser, enter valid URL and click go. Step 2, enter valid username, valid password and click submit. Step 3, click log out. It is called test procedure. Okay, what is the first step? Open the browser, enter valid URL and click go. What is the URL to be entered? Gmail.com. Gmail, anybody will remember. I'm writing test cases for a health insurance product. I just written the first step like this. Open the browser, enter valid URL and click go. The person who is executing my test procedure do not know what is the URL to be entered. They'll be confused again. The next column will be test data, input data. What is the data required to execute the first step? Gmail.com. What is the data required to execute the second step? User ID value and password value, some sample data. Test procedure, test data, unexpected behavior. When I enter the correct username, correct password and click submit, this is expected. When I give a wrong username, wrong password and click submit, this is expected. When I make a money transfer of 10,000 rupees, expected service charges are 5 rupees. That also need to be documented. Test procedure, input data, and expected behavior planned by the tester to validate a functionality in the system is called a test case. These are technical definitions. The test procedure, step 1, step 2, step 3. Some sample data you plan and what is expected from the system. Test procedure, test data, unexpected behavior planned to validate a functionality in the system is called a test case. It is the technical definition. Note on this. In other words, in technical words, in other words, not like this. Test procedure, comma, test data, test procedure, test data, and expected behavior, expected behavior, a test procedure, a test data, unexpected behavior planned to validate a functionality in the system, to check a functionality in the system is called a test case. Is called a test case.
Sir, repeat once again.
Test case. The complete definition you want? Okay then. The test procedure, test data, unexpected behavior planned to validate a functionality in the system is called a test case. In very simple words, what to test, how to test it, if neatly documented, they are called test cases. Okay, we'll talk about how to document the test cases for a product testing. Before proceed with that, our test cases are mandate for testing a product. Test cases are compulsory for testing a product or it is optional. You one right answer, no multiple choice. Slowly.
As industries are process oriented.
All industries are process oriented. As all companies are process oriented,
No, only big scale, not small industries, not small companies.
Level 3, level 4, level 5 companies, they will maintain the process.
let's say you join with a very startup company. Will you follow the process there?
No,
You test the product, but without writing test cases. This is what we have discussed, ad hoc testing. What is informal testing?
Or
Without
exploratory test.
following any
Testing without any
Those
proper
are the
documentation
latest
is called ad hoc.
As your wish.
We test product without following any standard procedures. We don't write scenario. We do not write test cases. Directly we explore and test it. Because process needs time. Process needs people, good people. If you want to follow a process, you need good infrastructure, talented people, investment, money, time. But quality is guaranteed. If you do as you wish, but what to do, startup organization, they will not get bigger projects. They have to go with small clients, schools, supermarkets. Their budget will not permit to follow the process. They compromise on the process. Though CEO of the company know the importance of the process, that day one they cannot implement the process. It takes time. It takes money. It needs money. It needs people. It needs time. A client is paying good amount, big amount. So as a client is paying very big amount, good amount, definitely we have to deliver a good service. The school owner saying, I can pay 20,000 rupees. I wanted a website. Creating FRS, SRS, scenario test cases is impractical. But there are some software companies who develop the website for 30,000, 40,000, 80,000 dollars. No? No? Yes. Big companies will not take this kind of projects. Process-oriented organization. See, every industry is not process-oriented. Startup companies will do testing, will do development, they will not follow any standard procedures. Online people just are muting for two minutes. We never compromise on the process. Some students will come, sir, I wanted the job. I mean, we are ready to pay. We'll say, we are not suitable for you. If we start listening everybody, we have to close the things. Correct? This is a way to do a business. This is an ethical way of doing something. Follow this, that is a standard one. If you, software organizations also have generally defined a process. Infosys company defined one process. This is the best way of making a product. This is the best way of delivering a quality product. They will follow the process. They will never compromise on the process. The owner, the company management will not come down. If they start come down, one day they have to close their business. Anyhow, coming to formal testing, we follow certain practices. We follow certain documentation for doing this formal testing. The systematic way of doing testing is called formal testing, where we have to create test cases. If you test as you wish, small budget projects, small organization, no test case and nothing is required. No test case and nothing is required. I'll come back to my question. Are test cases are compulsory for testing a product? Testing, who said yes here? Testing cases are preferred to deliver a quality product, but not compulsory. Testing cases are suggested to deliver a quality product to ensure 100% coverage. to test everything in a proper manner. My time permits, budget permits, will go. Client is not able to pay such an amount, definitely the company management will change the practice. Test cases are not compulsory, but test cases are suggested to deliver a quality product. Again, it is a matter of the budget, it is a matter of the time. Okay, when you join with any process-oriented companies, premium level 3, level 4, level 5 companies, they will not compromise on the defined process. 100% you see scenarios and test case, everything in this kind of process-oriented companies. If you join with a very startup company only, without having even test case also, we directly test the product. That's the point here. So finally, test cases are suggested to ensure 100% requirement coverage and to deliver a quality product, but not compulsory. When you join in a level 3, level 4, level 5 process-oriented companies, the management strictly defined a process, right scenario, right test cases. We follow this kind of process to test our products inside a company. We definitely have to write the test cases. In a startup company, it is optional. They may or they may not, based on the budget, based on the client. Got it? Now, how to write these test cases? In order to write scenarios, we discussed about one template. What are the columns in the template? Scenario number, scenario description, the scenario priority, requirement name, and module name. These are the components. These are the components. Scenario number, scenario description, scenario priority. This scenario belongs to which requirement and which module. The same way, to write the test cases also we follow one format. To document test cases also we follow one format. What is the format? Test case number, test case description.
Test scenario ID.
Test case
Expected,
number.
expected result, actual result.
How to execute this test case? Step 1, step 2, step 3,
Steps.
test procedure. What is the data required to execute the step? Test data. And what is expected? What is actual? What is the final status? Pass or fail? This test case belongs to which scenario? Scenario number. Let me explain. First, understand the template, then we start using this template. Look at this one. We're discussing about this. No, about serial. No, discussing about Kartik Deepu. Listen. What is this test case document, test case template? Here, first I update my project name. Here I'll update the project name. Test case number, test case description, step number, step description, test data, expected, what is actual, what is the status after execution, how important it is for testing, and this test case belongs to which scenario? Scenario reference. Better first in a horizontal format, you take this template, then we start writing test cases. Test case template. Test case template. Test case template. Online people, you also note down this. The last column, the scenario reference. First you take the template, then we proceed.
So what is it after actual result?
Sorry. Fine. What is that? I don't say. You guess. This test case belongs to which scenario number is the last column? Scenario reference. Fine. Now let me teach how to make use of this template for writing test cases. But today, just to understand the template, how to make use of this template, we'll write test cases for Gmail login. From tomorrow, we start using this template for our RHRM scenarios, whatever we have finalized. To understand how to make use of this template, how to write test procedure, test cases, first I'll start with the Gmail login test cases. From tomorrow, we start creating test cases. For 10 scenarios, we have finalized in RHRM, right? For those scenarios, we create test cases from tomorrow. Right. Here, first I'll update the project name. Hey, Gmail. Now, first you understand it. First you understand the template and how to make use of this. End of the class, I'll upload this in our LMS. For every test case, we assign a number. Test case number 1, say TC001. We are creating test cases to check Gmail login functionality. Maybe the scenario 1 in my Gmail product, check Gmail login. Check Gmail login. Here I'll write the procedure. Check Gmail login with valid data. With valid inputs. With valid credentials, anything will go. I told you, the way I frame a sentence in English may be different. The way you write a sentence in English may be different. Nobody will object. It should be legible. It should be understandable to others to continue further. That's it. You can write like check login with valid data. Check Gmail login with valid inputs. Check Gmail login with valid credentials. I use a word check. You can also use a word
Validate.
validate,
Verify.
validate, verify. We can use a word verify Gmail login functionality by giving valid inputs. Validate Gmail login with valid inputs. Mostly used term in the industry is check. Check Gmail login with valid inputs. Valid credentials.
Sir, Saturday template not uploaded in LMS, sir.
Scenario template? I'll upload. Only scenarios I was not uploaded, right? I'll check yesterday, I'll upload it.
Yes, sir.
Today I'm going to upload both scenarios and test cases together.
Yes, sir.
Here I'll write the procedure. Previously, we referred some Microsoft document, step 1, step 2, step 3, explaining how to test in the same way. Step 1, open the browser. Enter valid URL and click go. Open the browser, enter valid URL and click go. First step, open the browser, enter valid URL and click go. Step number, step description together will explain the procedure, test procedure. This is the first step. This is the second step. This is the third step to test a particular feature. Step number, step description together is called test procedure. Test 2 steps. Test case number, test case description, and what is the procedure we have to follow. I documented as of now only one step. What is the data required to run this step? Tell me. URL, correct? The data required to execute this step, URL. We have to input the URL. gmail.com. www is not mandatory, optional. HTTP is mandatory. Expected result, yes. If I perform this step using this input data, what you are expecting from the system? System should display login page. System should display, no compromise. If not, it is a bug. System should display login page. Okay. And what is this actual result? Okay, first of all, we are writing the test procedure. We are documenting a plan how to verify the functionalities of the product which is being constructed by the development team. When the requirement documents are finalized, requirements are given to design team, then coding team. On requirement basis, we are writing scenarios and we are creating test cases. While writing the test cases, do you have a chance to see the application? On the other side, developer creating the product. This side, you are making your plans ready to the test the product being constructed. Correct? Are we going to fill the actual result now? When we update the actual? After test case execution. First, we are making our plans ready. We have to test like this, like this. When the product is given, build 1 is given, build 2 is given. Whatever the plans you made to test, we execute the plans. At the time of test preparation, we do not know how the system going to work. Actual result column is empty, blank. We are going to fill actual result after execution. Actual result, nothing but how the system responding when I perform this action. How actually application behaving, developer application behaving is called actual. After execution, we update it. After updating the actual result, we compare expected and actual. When both are same, we update the status. What is that?
Pass.
Off. When expected actual both are matching, test pass. When there is a deviation from expected to actual, test fail. These two columns we are going to fill after execution, not now. How important is test case to run? Very high. Actually, scenario basis, we create test cases. I am writing test cases to validate a scenario, which is very high priority scenario. All plans you made to test it definitely will take very high priority. Scenario 1, very high priority. All test cases I created to validate scenario 1 definitely will take very high priority. Got it? Then this test case belongs to which scenario? You know, every scenario will have a number, right? Scenario basis, we create test cases. We need to link your test cases to the appropriate scenario number, TH001. Assume that first we have documented scenarios for Gmail product. Maybe scenario 1, check Gmail login, for example. Now I'm writing the procedure how to check Gmail login. So this case belongs to TH001, scenario 1. So that at any point of time, scenario wise, we can able to filter the test cases. If you map the test case to appropriate scenario number. Is this point understood? Test case completed? To check Gmail login functionality, procedure completed? Yes, completed. Only step 1 completed. Switch on the stove completed. Remaining process is pending. We have to write the remaining steps also here. What the next step? We are writing the procedure how to check Gmail login with valid data. Yes, what is the second step? Enter valid username not this here, it's a keyboard mistake. 1 second. And click next. For Gmail login, Yahoo Mail nowadays application, we have only username field, not username and password together. When I give a valid username, click next button, then only I get the option to input the password. RAHRM login, we have username and password together. Gmail login, we have only username. I'm writing for Gmail login testing, not for RAHRM login testing. Enter valid username and click next. As per current Gmail version, I'm writing the procedure. Enter valid username and click next. The data required to run this step, username. Let's say demo.qh@gmail.com. What do you mean by valid username? A registered user available in the database. Already registered account in the Google database is called valid user. Enter valid username and click next. What is expected? System should
Should be-
ask for
Password.
password. Nothing wrong. You can also write like system should display password page. System should display password page or system should ask for password. Priority scenario number applicable to test case level, not for each and every step. How important test case number 1, very high priority. For every step, we are not updating priority. Test case 1. How important test case 2, low priority. Priority column applicable to test case level, not for each and every step. Step 3. Yes, you tell me what is the next step?
Enter a valid password and
Enter.
click next. Valid password
Click
and click
password
next.
and click next. The data required to run this step, password value. Supposing it is my password. We are
System
creating some sample data here. Valid password meaning it should be a valid password. When I enter valid password, this is expected. What is expected? System should display, 1 second, sorry. We are writing for Gmail login. System should display inbox page. Generally, first page we'll see is called inbox. I'm adding one more step here. Click logout. Logout is not a separate scenario, separate feature. It's a part of a login feature. You should not consider logout as a separate feature, separate scenario. It's a part of the login. Hence, whether the logout working or not, also I'm covering here. Click logout. Are you going to supply any data to click logout? No, leave this
No.
column. Then what is
System
expected?
System should log out of the inbox page.
Whatever the way you write, system should redirect to
Login page.
the login page. System should redirect to login page. Test case 1 completed. My first plan, let us verify Gmail login by giving valid data. This is a plan, this is a procedure. This is some sample data. It is my expected behavior. Hope you understand the first one. Now, Let me write one more test case for the same. Test case number 2. Check Gmail login
With
with
invalid credentials.
invalid credentials. What the first step? Listen,
Register.
every test case execution must independent to each other. Meaning, every test case execution procedure must independent. One test case procedure should not depend on the previous test case procedure. If I start from the middle here, supposing my 10th test case is like this in some other application, click add employee. Step 1, click add employee. Supposing I'm writing a procedure to verify employee registration feature. Step 1, I written like this, click add employee. I created this test cases procedure. These test cases are given to other person for execution. Somebody else referring my document. Step 1, click add employee. Where is this add employee? Maybe this person do not know where is this add employee button, correct? If you start from the middle, that definitely results in confusion. Generally in a company, we are going to make a soft copy. You copy and paste and continue the remaining steps. Okay. You answer me now. What is the first step? Open the browser, enter valid URL and click go. URL already available. Expector also available. I copy and paste. This is the first step. Assumption. First, you are writing a procedure how to install the Java. Second one, we are writing the procedure how to install the Python. These procedures should not deviate or depend on the previous one, correct? For every plan, from the beginning till the end, you give the complete navigation. So that test case 1, I will give to one person for execution. Test case 2 may be given to other person for execution. If really the second test case navigation, depending on the previous test case navigation, there will be confusion during execution. To avoid this, make sure for every test case, we are giving the procedure from the beginning till end. Based on this step 1, launch this application, open RAHRM application, open the browser, enter valid URL and click go. System should display login page. What is this column? Priority column. What is the priority for this? Very high. Login very high. Very high. This test case also belongs to same scenario. Check Gmail login scenario. So that in future, if I want to know totally how many test cases are available for a particular feature testing, I can easily able to filter. When I give these test cases to my team member for execution, my team member first filter very high priority test cases execute, then high priority, then medium priority, finally low priority. Only one step is finished. Let us write the remaining steps. Step 2. We are writing the procedure to check Gmail login with invalid inputs. Enter invalid username and click next. Enter invalid username and click next. Invalid username ABCD and click next. What is expected? System should display
Error message.
An error message. Maybe invalid username. Enter valid username. Invalid username. Any meaningful message is acceptable. Supposing during my test run, I got a message from the system, you entered an invalid username, please try again. It is acceptable, same meaning. Mostly, sometimes what I will write, system should display appropriate error message. Appropriate error message. During test run, whatever the message I received, if I feel it is relevant, I make my test pass. Got it? Then, my next step, step 3. Enter valid username, perfect. Because if I want to key wrong password, first I have to input the valid username as per the Gmail design. First we enter a username, click next button. Then only I have the option to input the password. So my next step is like this. Enter valid username, click next. Then enter invalid password and click next. The data required to run this step, first username value. And also the password value. Wanted we are giving the wrong password. What is expected? System should
An error message.
display an error message. Invalid?
Password.
Yes. Any other ideas you have?
Invalid username and invalid
Test
password.
case are nothing but different ideas you created to test. No. If you are giving invalid username, you don't have the option to give the password first of all, as per the Gmail design. One option, giving a wrong username, that is covered. Step 2, invalid username. Now, invalid password. I don't have username and password together. First, I give a correct username. Now I see the password page where I give the wrong password. That is also covered. What next we can cover?
Blank field.
Don't
enter anything and click
Leave username blank and click next button. Leave username field blank and click next. We are not giving any data, no test data, leave it. What is expected? System should display
display.
the message. Enter
A valid email ID.
enter valid username. Anything will go. Enter username.
Username and password.
No. Not username and password, only username. Because in the Gmail application, we don't have two together. If you write for RIHRM login, the procedure will change. So what is the next step?
Enter username and leave password.
Empty password.
Enter valid username. Click next, then leave password blank and click next. So what is the data required? First, I have to input the username value. Valid username value. Then we have to leave the password. Password blank. What is expected? System should display an error message.
Enter the password.
Enter password, enter
Password.
valid password, something like this. I don't have an option to leave both username and password together here. Because when I give a username, valid username, then only I have an option to see the password page. So this is how. Is anything left in? What if when I give a wrong username? Already covered, second step. What if when I give a wrong password? That is covered in the step 3. What if username left blank? Covered in step 4. What if password left blank? Covered in step 5. These are the possibilities here. So this is how we write. Here I covered 2 test cases for testing Gmail login. Hope you understand the process. Right. The scenario document, this test case document, I'll upload in our LMS. You refer. Immediately I'll upload it. Okay, you refer them.
Sir, please upload today's Gmail functionality details also. We'll verify with our what we
That's what I'm saying, madam. Okay, I'm uploading the scenario document. RAHRM scenarios, whatever we have created. This Gmail test case template, test case I'm going to upload. Okay. And also I'll upload a empty template with no data. To refer how to use the template, this document will be helpful. To create test cases, you need one empty template. I'll upload the empty template. Also the RAHRM test scenario. From tomorrow, we start creating test cases for scenarios, whatever we have finalized in RAHRM product. Got it?
even the test scenario template for Gmail also, sir, what they have written like.
Madam, I'm saying I'm uploading, madam, don't worry. No, for Gmail application, I have not created any scenario. Just to teach you how to make use of this template, I taken one example, Gmail login example. Fine. I'll upload the document. You also try. And from tomorrow, we start creating the test cases. Tomorrow, even day after tomorrow, also we'll learn how to create test cases. Then we talk about ECP, BVA kind of technique. There are some proven techniques for writing effective test cases. Equivalence class, partitioning, boundary value analysis, something. Then we talk about RTM. Okay, so one by one we'll go. Remember in manual testing, in simple understandable English, we are understanding the product. We are documenting what to test, how to test in a simple understandable English. Okay. Thank you. We continue tomorrow. Thank you, online team. We
Thank you,
continue
sir.
tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I love